I'm Dave Foord. In this screencast I'm going to show how we can create a launch page using Microsoft Word so that when we upload content to Blackboard we can do it in a slightly different way. Now, one of the problems with Blackboard is when you upload content you end up with this kind of very list nature to the content, which doesn't always give the students enough instruction as to what they need to do with the folders or files that you're linking to. So the example that I'm going to use here is I've created a link, and this is I've got a whole topic's worth of content and links all within one link within Blackboard, and I've created Word to do this. Now there's two ways of doing it. You can either create a simple list pointing to your resources, which is very quick and it's easy, or you can make it a little bit better, as I've done here, by just creating a narration. So I've got some text which tells the students what they need to do, and then these are links to the different files that they need to use during the session. And I'll show you how to create that. So what we need to do, first of all, we need to get all the resources that you want together in a folder somewhere on your computer. So you create a folder, copy your files across, and you can have all sorts of files, pictures, PowerPoint, Word, whatever. What you then do is you create a Word file, and here's an example that I've got already, which will become your launch page. Now you could use Word, you could use PowerPoint. PowerPoint I think looks more attractive at the end, but Word is very slightly easier. So I'm using Word for this demonstration, but the skills are pretty much the same and transferable. I'm using Office 2003 in this example, but it works exactly the same with 2007 or 2010. So what you do is in your Word file you arrange your page how you want it to appear on the internet when they view it through Blackboard. So you put in here, I've got a title, I've got a bit of text, I've put an image in, and then I've put some more text which will include links to the different files. So I create that document, I then go File and I save as, and I save it into the same folder as my resources. What I then do is I highlight certain parts of text, I go to the hyperlink symbol, insert hyperlink, I link to an existing file or web page, choose the file that I want, and OK. Now I've already done that in this case, but you normally just do that. You choose the file that you want, you click on OK, and it will add the hyperlink, and you would just go through creating those hyperlinks for you. And then I've got a link to a web address, so you can also integrate internet links as well quite nicely. Once you're happy with how that looks, and think about trying to get it in a way that it will fit pretty much on the screen in one go without having too much scrolling, you first of all save it as a Word document, and then we're going to go File and Save As, and you can either do Save As or Save As Web Page. And what we want to do is, in the options here, is just choose Web Page. Okay, so we change that to Save As Type to Web Page. You could change the name. I'm going to keep it the same, and I'm going to save. If I then come back to my folder, you'll see here it's created the launch page, which is there, and then it's got a folder containing the different files that I've used within it. So if I double click on that, you'll see it's dragged in some of the elements which are required in that web page. Now what we need to do is I'm just going to go up one level, and I'll just delete that, it was one I created earlier. This is my folder containing my resources and that web page that I've just created. I need to zip this up, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to send to a compressed zipped folder. So we'll just wait while it does that. Obviously the bigger the files, the longer that will take. Shouldn't be too long. And there's my zipped folder. And now in a future screencast I will show you how you can put that into Blackboard and then get it to display the way that I showed earlier. The key with this technique is to make sure you've got your resources in their final version before you do this. Okay, if you need to go and keep amending your resources, it's not a quick technique, but if your resources are good and you're confident that they're not going to change, then this can be a very, very good way of doing it. It can also be a lot quicker because you've only got to upload one thing to Blackboard rather than 4, 5, 6, etc. items for the topic.